What's up, dogs? It's Nyctopluvo back again with the Game of the Week show, the show where every week I play a game and I talk about it here. This week, I'm playing The Girl and the Robot, which is a fantasy game all about a girl trying to escape this castle ruled by an evil queen. Early in the game, the girl finds an amulet that she uses to control her robot companion, who helps defend the girl from other robots who try to capture her and return her to her tower. It's cool because, as I said, the girl controls the robot, so you can only control one character at a time, and the robot can carry the girl around, so it's not like you have to switch back and forth between characters. But there are obstacles in the game where you'll have to separate the characters. Like the main instance, for example, is when there are other robots nearby. As the robot, you can attack these robots, but you have to set the girl down first, and ideally you want the girl to hide, because if the other robots capture her, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just instant game over. You can't the other robots don't grab her and try to run off the screen or something. If they grab her, it's just an instant game over and there's nothing you can do about it. Other than the other robots, there are a lot of puzzles in the game that will require you to separate from the girl. Sometimes there's crawl spaces she has to crawl through, and sometimes there's just places of the map she has to get to before the robot to let the robot in, or maybe vice versa. For example, there's this one where the robot has to help the girl get up to this through this window first, and he has to get her to jump on this brick thingy, and then he pushes it towards the window so she can climb through the window. And as she's through that part of the castle, she runs into another robot and she has to really quickly step on this pressure plate, and then you switch to the robot, and the robot has to shoot an arrow at this target at the other side of the gate. The girl's pressure plate pulls down this little window for the robot to shoot an arrow through and open up the gate. But if you don't do it fast enough, the robot that's chasing the girl will get the girl and it'll be too late. Another thing to mention is that the robot's health is actually kind of displayed interestingly, because his armor is kind of based on his health. So every time you get attacked a certain amount of times, the shield on the back of the robot will start blinking red, and then if you get hit again, you'll lose a piece of armor. And if you lose enough pieces of armor and then get hit again, you'll die. But the cool thing is that if you return to the girl can heal the robot. She'll kind of bring his armor back, and it's just really cool. This game doesn't have very many boss battles, but the boss battles that it does have are interesting because you have to use both characters, and it's kind of a puzzle thing. For example, the very first boss battle, you run into the evil queen, and it turns out I guess she might control all the robots, but she has one specific robot with her that's similar to your robot, except for he has black armor instead of the gold armor your robot has. And the interesting thing about the boss battle is depending on which character you are, the other character won't move unless you're playing as the corresponding character. The queen won't move around unless you're playing as the girl, and the robot won't move around unless you're playing as the robot. And you find out in the boss battle that you can't do anything about the robot. If you fight the robot, your robot can't do anything about him. He just can't attack him. So you kind of have to get the girl to climb up to the upper part of the level where the queen is, and you have to have her shoot this cannon at the queen. But you have to have the robot position the cannon at the right angle to actually shoot the queen. So it's just really interesting to fight these boss battles. So the game as a whole is actually really short. It's about a 3 or 4 hour game, and I mean, if that bothers you, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're into a good short puzzle game, I would recommend it for you. It's really fun. Just know that the game kind of doesn't have a good ending, because the game's kind of set up to have a sequel, because the game ends and it's oh, this is Act 1, and as far as I know, there's no news on the second game. This is actually, I didn't mention it yet, but this game was a Kickstarter game, and it's by Flying Carpet Games, and it's their first game, and I'm hoping they follow it up with another game. But I mean, the game kind of ends abruptly, I would say, and if that's something that would bother you, then don't play it. But I mean, the game story is not really the strong point of the game, I would say. It's mostly like in the gameplay. I think it's really fun. I would recommend it if you don't mind the ending being bad or the fact that it's real short. But, let me know what you thought in the comments, if this is something you would play or not. And I mean, if you have played this game, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it and maybe your thoughts about the ending. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.